Hey YouTube, welcome back to the third episode in my hair systems journey. If you're new here, thank you and welcome. So I finally took the class for the hair systems training in person. I'm so excited I can't even sleep. I have so many ideas running through my head at all times. I'm like just ready to hit the ground running. So I'm going to share with you what the class was like for me. Okay, initially walking in, they did a beautiful job. They set it up, balloons, it was adorable. It was in like a conference room. So you probably know of like the buildings that have a lot of office spaces you can rent. It has conference rooms too, and that's where they held the class. So there were 3 people in attendance, me, 2 other people, and then there was one person who was on Zoom that lived in another state. And then there were 3 hosts, people that were hosting the class, the husband and wife I told you about in the last video, and then also the wife's sister. She's in the hair industry as well. So 3 of them work together and they, created this brand and they're a team and it works. When you first go in, you sit down and you sit next to a kit. So there's a kit here and then there's also a mannequin that's bald on top, but long hair on the sides. It was so cute. In the kit, they gave us everything that we're going to need they guessed about the first 10 installs. So I don't plan on buying anything. I'm hoping to not have to buy anything. We'll see how that goes. Pretty much everything that I need is in the kit. There was one hair unit, but that was the hair unit that was used to be installed on the mannequin that day. So that's the one thing that I will have to buy. So they went through a slideshow, and throughout the slideshow, we were able to ask questions. That was great. I had a ton of questions, so it was perfect to be able to say, hey, what about this? Or hey, what about that? So they started from the very beginning, an introduction to hair systems, and then it went all the way through, the steps, the application, and then it went all the way to the end of marketing and advertisement. So after we went through the slideshows, the live model was brought in. And she demonstrated first just cutting the sides, not doing anything crazy, not a perfect haircut, not a finished haircut, but just starting the fade or however your client wants it. So she demoed that, and then we went to our mannequins and we did the same. So we started cutting the mannequin sides. So then after that, we broke for lunch. Lunch was provided. It was so good. We had taco salads. They had someone come in and cook this, and it was so good. After lunch, we went back to the live model. So that's when they began to cut the top, shave the top. And during that time, they actually let everyone who was there in attendance shave the top of the hair of the live model. So that was good, get a little feel. I mean, we all know what it's like to shave someone's hair, but while being there, it was nice to have that more hands-on. Then, of course, after that, we went back to our mannequins and we shaved the mannequin's head on top. Went through this process a couple of times. So we did that with the shaving of cutting the sides, shaving the top, the whole application process of the glue. Then we went to the measuring where we're going to like the unit placement. And then we went back and we actually applied the hair system. I think it did okay for my first one. I felt good about it. I definitely do know what I will do differently so that it's an easier process for me. After the hair unit was installed, we then went to the mannequin and began to blend the unit with the sides. And then finished off the haircut and styled. My thoughts on the entire class. I went into it excited, ready to learn. I left and it was a lot of information, but I am still so excited. I can't wait for my first hair system. I'm really glad that I chose this route, going this route with the training. It was perfect. It was everything that I need. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys what's in the kit. Just some more detailed visual of what's inside. So it came in this cute carrying case with their business name on it. Looks like a little suitcase. It's so cute. So inside there is everything that I'm going to need, like I said, for the first 10 installs. So during the class, we actually didn't use any of this stuff. They provided everything that we needed, but I did open it up to look at everything. Got some applicators in here. This is used to apply the adhesives. So there's some sponges. These sponges, actually, you add water to them and they expand, and that's what you use to cleanse the scalp. And then these are just some Velcro strips. We all know what that is, to hold the hair in place. In here, I've got some combs, shears. They recommended not using any good shears for this. When you're cutting the hair units, you want to use some, cheap shears. This is a razor comb used to blend. This is an X-Acto knife for the unit, cutting the unit as well. And then also this is a pencil to line and measure, where you're going to lay the unit. And then inside here, this is everything that I'll need. I've got my alcohol for cleansing, and then no sweat spray, an antiperspirant spray. I've got more combs, the Ultra Hold glue, the Walker glue, the scalp protector. This is another brush, and this is the solvent to the solvent to remove the units. Some cute stickers inside. And this is another Ultra Hold glue. Adhesive. Should stop saying glue. This is the product that I believe they make this product. It's a clay. I use this on a mannequin. It's pretty good. It's just a clay light hold with low shine, not too greasy. I may use this on some of my clients to see how well it works for them too. Before I go, I wanted to show you guys the color wheel. So this is what I will match with the client's hair when I order the hair units. I had to purchase this separately from the class, and then from, it didn't come with the kit, but it has tons of colors. So I'm hoping to not have to color anyone's hair. I may have to along the way at some point, but there's very light all the way to very dark. And then depending on how gray the client is, how gray their hair is, I can match it. And so for example, this one is a 1B30 and there's 30% gray. So you can see there's some gray in there. And then let me show you another one. That's 2. And then 1B80. So you can see there's a ton of gray in there, and that's 80% gray. So this is good. Again, I shouldn't need to color the hair. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, so you can be updated when I upload more videos on my hair systems journey. And stay tuned for the next video where I'll be letting you know exactly what I plan on doing to advertise and market and get some models and hopefully some clients. All right, bye.